Previously on the Lineage of Moonreach. We fought Fortune for what felt like forever. And Pinwin almost died, per usual. So we find out that Fortune was under the control of the Master, of course. And she's the root of all of those lady clones. Also, we released Yarfrey. And the big bomb of the episode, he's Mandoran's half-fucking brother.
The D20 Syndicate presents The Lineage of Moonreach. Welcome back to the D20 Syndicate Podcast.
Oh my
I'm waving at you.
We made it!
We're here.
It's episode 100, bitches.
100.
That's right, episode 100 of the D20 Syndicate Podcast, Lineage of Moonreach, a 5e actual play Dungeons & Dragons podcast. I am your host and DM and MC for this special occasion, Seth. And around the table of the internet, we have our players.
I'm Billy, and I play Willem.
I am Tomas, and I play Tomas.
I'm Lindsey, and I play Pinwin.
And I'm Michaela, and I play Gorbel.
That's right. Each week we record for your listening pleasure, and as I mentioned, it is episode 100!
Air horn.
Enthusiastic
Excessive
clapping.
air
I was going
horn.
for air horn, but it sounded like a car alarm.
We
That works too.
fucking did it.
This is the most we've done anything.
Yeah.
It's definitely the most podcast episodes we've done.
Yeah.
I ate 100 Fig Newtons once, so
Whoa.
So
How do
par
you
for the
feel?
course.
terrible.
Grainy. A little chewy.
I felt like a Fig Newton.
82% fig Newton.
I mean, it might be comfy to be a Fig Newton.
10% blood.
Looks like
I can
nice
tell you
8%
it is
sad.
not.
1.5% Boston.
Which I guess makes me Catholic.
Shout out to Massachusetts.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Martha's Vineyard.
No, I think
attack.
we actually have some rock lobster. Well, you know, everything from Massachusetts.
We're excited because we can actually hear Billy now. Like, one of the
Yeah.
problems
Aw.
with recording from a distance is we use Zoom, and his device would cause it to short out. So every time he had like a saucy quip, no one would hear it, and then we'd be like, "What'd you say, Billy?" And
Yeah,
he'd
I just had to-
he'd
I just
get
had to
really
swallow it.
despondent and stop talking.
you'd be like, never mind.
And it's funny because I was doing that just now, like when we were doing the introductions and stuff. I was like, other people are talking. I'm just going to shut up. Wait a minute, I can do stuff!
I can't talk when people are talking.
Has this carried into like your normal life? We talked about this. Yes, it has. Yeah.
You're like an
You're-
abused dog.
You are. You're changed forever.
Pretty much.
It makes us all sound like huge assholes, though, when you're editing, because it just sounds like we're like, "Oh, fuck off, Billy."
Right.
We can
It's
also
our time
hear-
to talk.
We can also hear his like sighs of defeat when we're recording, when we're editing it. You don't hear it in Zoom because we're like, la 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 la. I'm saying stuff now. But he's like,
I have the conch.
give me the fucking conch.
Give me that conch.
Yeah, it's weird. It feels weird, man. Doing
Feels
this
good,
for
though.
100 episodes.
Feels good to be back.
And
Feels
I
good to
mean,
be back.
We also
Welcome
did
back,
this
Billy.
well before we even started the podcast, and we were just talking about this yesterday in our Discord. Just all the memories, and it's been like 3 years now that we've been
Yeah,
doing this
as of
campaign?
January, it would have been 3 years.
Man.
That doesn't sound right.
No, sorry, as of January is 2
2.
years.
Okay, I was like,
Sorry.
That's more realistic.
So
But
2.5
even
years.
still, like,
A little over.
I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
2018, January 4th, 2018 was our first session in Billy's basement, and now we are playing in our own homes, but Billy's still in his basement. So
I'm still in my
started from the
basement.
bottom and still there.
Still there. Story of my life.
One way up, baby, he says as he slings off the rung and falls back down.
As I just dig further and further downward into the muck.
Yeah. Big fan
I'll,
of Minecraft.
I'll hit air eventually.
So what did you get us for our 100th episode? Seth?
Oh, well, I guess
Chlamydia.
you'll have to, I mean, some of you guys already have that from me, but
Tomas.
100 centimeters of pure Seth.
that's a lot of centimeters,
Yeah,
right?
it's a lot of centimeters.
Right?
It's totally,
That's
totally
not bad.
I feel like we should make Cheerio necklaces with 100 Cheerios.
Or just a 1 and then 2 Cheerios.
Well, now it's too late. Like, we're already doing it. We're
And we
in the
don't have
thick of it.
Cheerios.
We got a whole
No.
episode left.
We could always put 101 Cheerios on the necklace.
That's true.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. There we
Well, yeah, I guess you'll have to stick around and see what special stuff I have in store for this episode.
It's just nothing.
And if it's Cheerio necklaces.
He'll just
I decided
throw 'em to
to
the
end
camera.
the campaign.
Seth's the
Happy
dad on the
100 to
road
me.
trip that keeps alluding to maybe stopping at McDonald's drive-thru sometime during the road trip, and then you get home and you didn't stop once, and you're just like, "Are we going now?"
and then very defeated, the dad goes to Arby's. Just like, this'll have to do. But you know it's not going to do.
I don't know. In my adulthood now, I would definitely prefer Arby's over McDonald's. Easily. Easily. That's an easy.
Arby's tastes like a hangover.
It
Arby's.
does. It makes me feel sick every
I
time.
would agree with you if Arby's wasn't like somebody exploding a balloon of chili out of my backside 10 minutes after eating it.
I
You have
even
a
like
backside?
It's all
Whoa.
convex.
it's hard to remember with these zooms, but
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess I'm
Arby's
just-
Arby's tasting like a hangover. That's self-induced. That's your fault.
I know.
No.
But curly fries work.
Okay, so like last time I went there, that's where Grace wanted to go for her birthday. Of all the
Arby's?
places, Arby's.
Yeah.
Rowan,
Grace, me and Grace can hang.
Rowan was like Olive Garden. Grace is like Arby's. And
You got yourself a low maintenance little lady.
yes, we do.
And she's awesome.
Yeah, but
Hold
I was
on
like,
to that one.
yeah, I don't know. I was like, it's gonna make me feel sick. So this time, I'm gonna like mess up the system in a good way and get mac and cheese instead of a meat. Maybe it's the meat that's like messing with me. No, it made
I
me
thought you
sick.
meant mess up the system in the same way that Tomas meant it.
no.
The
Take a big
backside.
poop.
Kind of just my whole body is attacked.
All right, now it's time for tonight's Around the Campfire question.
Whoa, shit.
So just as an FYI to you listeners, because it's episode 100, we will do our standard Around the Campfire question at the beginning, and then at the end, we're going to do an extended specialty episode 100 Around the Campfire, and we're going to ask multiple questions. Some of them will be in character, and some will be out of character questions about the actual players themselves, and many were submitted by our patrons and other fans through the medium of the internet. Except that one guy who shouted it through my bedroom window at 4 a.m.
Don't worry, I can see him too.
Do you guys like critters?
Wait till the end of the episode and maybe we'll tell you.
Thank you.
But yes, a bunch.
We're grape crazy.
Pun intended.
We're
Maybe-
excited because it's episode 100.
Tonight's Around the Campfire question is going to be a simple one, but I want to know what everyone's favorite color scheme is in character. And we're going to start with, I feel like you'll have this chambered, Gorbel.
Ooh, ooh. So
She did not.
She didn't. But I think I know what I like generally. I'm drawn to the blue colors. I am mostly blue, as you may know.
I was aware, yes, I have eyes.
So I look good in shades of blue, but I also like shades of like pinks and soft purples in there too. I just feel like they look really nice on me.
All right, so blues, pinks, and soft purples. So kind of pastels?
I wouldn't really call them pastels so much as like sunset colors.
Okay, all right, I like that. Sunset. Willem, what is your color aesthetic?
Black like my soul.
Batman?
Is he?
Probably a lot of earthy colors. Your greens, your browns, your darker greens. I could go on.
All right.
Light browns, tans.
Light brown, your tans, your beiges,
Your
Sand.
russets.
Ooh.
All
your
right.
salmons.
Yeah, throwing that in there.
Green, tan, olive, fuchsia.
Kelly green,
Magenta.
forest green, emerald green, jade green, Pinwin.
Viridian.
Okay, so we're talking color schemes here. Okay, so I love like really, what's the word I'm looking for? Really vibrant colors. I like the really shiny ones. I really like gold. I like gold, and I also like blue too. I also like blue, and I like blue and gold, and I like all the colors. There's not a color I don't like.
But what's your favorites?
I mean,
Pinwin's favorite color scheme is colors.
colors, rainbows.
The colors, Duke. The colors.
I don't know. I guess like I don't know. I have a lot of blue things, but I also have a lot of gold things. You put that together, I don't know.
So blue and gold.
Blue and gold.
Okay, very nice. All right, Tomar, what is your particular color aesthetic?
So typically I favor the colors of the forge. I just think the colors of fire are very pleasing and warm. But there's one exception, and that's because I grew up around it all the time. The color of
Blue,
moonstone.
like me.
No. No.
Okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You don't like blue?
Pinwin?
But me and Gorbel both said blue. You don't like blue? Too?
Pinwin, why do you like blue? Is part of it because of me?
I mean, I'm with you all the time, by choice, and you're blue.
Can I have some privacy, please?
I guess.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll just crawl back in.
My pants are down.
Bye.
Why?
We're in a toilet.
Not with
No, we're not. Uh-oh.
And that color is the color of moonstone, which is like a milky kind of lavender color. And it's just got this pleasing hue. And I tend to put it in a lot of items that I wear. So, yeah, it just reminds me of home.
Very nice.
Did he say he puts milk in his clothes?
I couldn't hear very well.
Tomorrow's putting
But
milk
I'm
in
sure-
his clothes.
I would not be surprised if he said milk was his favorite color.
Warm milk.
Idiot.
Got him. All right, let's jump into this episode, guys. Are you excited for episode 100?
Yeah.
So we got a lot of
So
lot of
much
things in the
excite-
frying pan,
So much
I
excitement.
don't
jumping
even
around.
know what's in the frying pan.
Yarfrey.
You're afraid.
That's one thing.
We're cooking.
Yes.
You're frying.
So when we
Ugh.
last left off, Yarfrey had just announced to you all, as you heard in the recap, that it was kind of a bomb dropping that his brother, his half brother, was Mandoran. And that's kind of where we left it, as a kind of a bit of stunned silence as he was sort of explaining things to you guys.
What is Mandoran's last name?
Dragonite.
Mandoran.
Yeah, he's like, sure.
Mandoran P.
Mandoran
Smith.
dude guy.
Are you asking that to Yarfrey?
No, I'm asking that out of character to you.
You don't know.
We never asked, damn it.
Dad, what's our last name?
When he was, pretending, I guess, to be Harkin, his last name was Blackheart.
Harkin Dad Heart.
So yeah, that's where we kind of left off with that stunned silence.
How?
That is a good question.
I mean, yeah, how?
Where does it? How do you?
You can understand.
Who's
like,
the top?
Do people turn into dragons?
Is this a animality situation?
You're asking a lot of questions all at once. But the long and the short of it is, our birth mother fell in love with a human and transformed herself into a human. The product of that union was Mandoran.
So dragons can turn themselves into humans?
Some
Whoa.
old dragons
So,
can do that.
wow.
Who was this human that she fell in love with? I mean, what kind of guy is so great that he makes you want to stop being a dragon?
Will, his name was
She had
Shadowgast.
eczema. It confused the dragon.
He was a human named Shadowgast. He was quite famous when he was alive, running around this place I believe is now called Valtel.
Does that ring any bells to anybody? Is he a known guy from history or anything?
You guys don't recognize that name. None of you would. But he seems to think it's a long time ago.
He was a performer and a singer. And when my mother, Aeloxwil, heard his voice, she fell in love.
Been there.
What happened to your mother, Aeloxwil?
Aeloxwil.
Aren't
She's
those
gone.
those little water creatures with the hands?
Those are axofolies.
As I was saying,
Also, are we quite
Isn't
sure
that
that
the
we've been
singer
saying
of
my
Guns N'
dad's
Roses?
name correctly this whole time?
she was the singer of Guns N' Roses.
They met on a cold November rain.
On it. In the middle of Paradise City. I remember Emerald Blade Scrub.
And some fine-ass bitches roamed the hills.
Shadowgast was beautiful. He was one of the most handsome humans that anyone claimed to have seen. Perhaps it was part of his charisma. But he was renowned, both in beauty of physical form and his voice.
Do dragons have the same perception of attraction as humans do? And humanoid creatures?
Not typically. To me, it seems uncouth. I can't imagine doing that myself, but we are all built differently. My mother was unique in that she fell in love with this human. You look like you want to say something.
Yeah, but I just don't know if I should say it. I might be...
Speak.
okay.
There's nothing you can
Okay,
say
fine.
that will offend me.
So, did your mom, like, go to a tavern as a dragon to see him perform, or...
You know, I'm not sure on the details. Maybe she looked through the window. I'm not sure.
I'm just imagining the T-Rex looking in the car in the eye, and he's just like...
It's like as scared as Lexi was in Jurassic Park. And she thinks it's like all romantic, but he's terrified.
And now we've crossed over into Donkey from Shrek territory.
Yes.
Like Donkey
Yeah.
and the Dragon.
Hey, if that can happen. Stranger things, man.
Yeah.
The lore is that she was flying overhead and heard him in his travels singing.
Aw.
And it was
That's
such a wonderful sound that she thought she would watch for a while, see what his life was like.
He's playing God Night Joe. Sorry,
it's episode 100 because it's 100 hours long.
And we all
100
drank
hours
100
of our
beers
bad
before
jokes.
this. Yep. Okay.
Get out to win the cat,
Serious
now,
now,
Joe.
okay.
Oh, man. I love that tone.
I need to get into
Something earthy about that vibe.
So that's
why
the
it's good
lore.
to have
That's
the, like,
that's what the story
turkey.
is. But what really happened was he was a bastard, and he put a spell on her, and he turned her into a human against her will.
All right, I was wondering where you were going with this. Like, it wasn't like, I wonder what doinking a dragon is like.
Yeah, that's where I thought that was going, because there was a lot of hesitation there.
Yeah.
Also, aside, have we been saying my dad's name wrong this whole time? Is it Mandoran or is it Mandragon?
You can have a point.
That was a little
to
extra.
bone.
Fuck yeah.
Anyway, she fell in love. She changed her form to a human. And over time, they both fell in love.
Were you done being raised at that point, or?
I was not alive then.
Oh, he's older than you.
He is.
Wait. Oh my. Wait.
How old are
So-
you? Sorry, is that rude to ask?
It
Dragons?
is not. Though the reckoning is hard to
Reckon?
reckon, yes. Over a millennia, maybe two.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how long that is.
Maybe 1,000 years or more.
Thank you. So did she change back to a dragon to
Or did
bear
you get to choose?
She carried Mandoran as a human. I believe that her plan was to stay as a human, but
Another dragon was playing an even doper song. She was like, hold up. Oh, shit.
That's that New Jack City shit right there.
He was playing the remix of Cotton Eye Joe.
But he was just playing it on a boombox, but it was still good.
I would not be here had she stayed a dragon, or had she stayed a human, and so this has a sad ending. When he discovered that she was a dragon after, well, she just told him.
She waited to tell him?
Oh, yes. And then both her and Mandoran were spurned from him, and he removed himself from their lives.
Grandpa's a dick.
He is.
You have family
But
troubles, Willem.
humans are very fickle creatures, and on his deathbed, he acknowledged Mandoran again as the heir to his
Cart?
great estate. And because of that, spurning my mother, Aelok's will, cursed any future brood that he would have. And so the line of Shadagast was cast into the wind, if you will.
Shadagast.
Shadagast into the wind. Except for Mandoran. Bad fate befell all of them, leaving their massive mansion empty, save for Mandoran.
And this is the mansion in Old Cairn?
It is.
We need to...
Shadagast was known more commonly by his stage name of Shadegaze.
Why
That's
wouldn't
familiar to
lead
you
with
guys?
that?
That's the name of the manor, Shadegazer Manor.
Oh.
So Mandoran was cursed too.
He was not cursed,
Oh.
but his siblings, all of his other half-siblings from Shadagast's line were cursed.
What
Who
happened
were
to
they?
them?
Many bad things happened, some died. Some were lost and never seen from again. But over several generations, those that were able to reproduce either lost the ability to or their heirs died until it was just one old man in a house all by himself.
Sorry, what?
What was that old man's name?
Shattergast.
No, he doesn't go by Michael, does he?
He does not.
Okay, just checking. Continue.
I gestured towards Willem. Do you know who this guy is?
No idea.
No, not you. I'm talking to the dragon. Do you know who this guy is? And I point at Willem.
That is Mandorin's son. I believe the name is Willem.
So we know that Willem here is only in existence in this timeline, in this plane of reality. Why would that be?
The variables that would control that are outside my realm of understanding. However, it seems to me that the reason that would happen is an intentional one. Something was put in place to make that the only timeline that he would exist, this one here. So there was a choice made somewhere along the line. I don't know if every other one of the Mandorans throughout all of the multiverses, timelines, and dimensions decided not to sire a son. But if he only exists here, and I don't doubt that, you seem to have traveled far and wide, I would say that it is likely that some choice was involved in that intentional purpose.
Well, it's like the old cave paintings say, let the skeet fall where it may.
I think I've heard that one.
To thine window, to thine wall. Do any wizard... Okay, so who put you here?
I was not placed here necessarily. I came here seeking a source of magic. Through that dragon door, we fought, and I was sealed and unable to leave, but I came here of my own accord.
Who fought you?
The one calling himself the Master.
Ooh. And he defeated you?
He did not defeat me. It would take more than him to defeat me.
Okay, Yarfrey.
Fooled me.
One does not simply place a dragon. He wasn't defeated. Let's cool it a little bit.
Yeah, you're super big and shiny. Okay, Yarfrey.
I was bound, but I was not defeated. He does not have the tools nor the resources to defeat me.
Where was Ura in all of this?
Ura was right here.
Ura.
We fought together.
Was he also, convinced to lose?
I'm interested to understand what you mean.
Well, if he was there to help you... I guess I don't know what power Ura wields himself.
Well, Ura, would you like to explain?
And Ura just kind of toddles over. So, as I explained before, but maybe you weren't here for it because you may have been gone. When we fought, they didn't see me as a threat. I am not very martial. And so, I was sort of fell through the filter, if you will. They were only interested in seating Master Yarfrey, not me. But I could not leave. So I stayed, of my own accord.
Do you know if any wizards here currently know you're here?
I would assume at least one or two. It would be very difficult to fool some wizards, some of the highest ranks.
So they're obviously keen on you being here. Otherwise, they would have set you free.
I do not know.
Have you talked with Oceanbinder?
I have not talked with an Oceanbinder, no.
Dude just has you in his closet, and you haven't even seen him? Something's going on here.
I think we need to leave, and I think we need to do it subtly. Are you able to transform, Yarfrey?
I am. It's been a long time, but I suppose I could try. I did have a favored form.
Was it human?
Not exactly. Give me a moment. It's been a while. I need to gather my strength.
Sure, privacy. Yeah.
Not gonna ask him what that means.
I lean down to Pinwin. What if his other form is like really hot?
You know, I would think he's golden. Like, that's his whole thing. He's a giant
I'm excited.
dragon. Me
Gorbel,
too.
you want to take it easy on my uncle here?
Willem, are you okay with all this?
No.
What does it mean? It's gotta mean
I don't know.
something.
Was he saying you're cursed?
No.
Okay.
Do we
Just all the people after
I was going
me?
to say, if he did, I missed that.
Because your grandma's the one who did the cursing, correct?
there
Grand-
might be like residual curse juice in your bloodline.
Didn't she do the cursing on your grandfather?
Yeah.
I thought she
Yeah.
cursed his line, his bloodline.
His lineage of
Yeah, but she wouldn't do that to her own
Moonreach.
son.
Who knows, man? Maybe you're cursed. Better watch
don't
where
think
you goof, man.
I don't think Fitness Club would be as successful if you were cursed, so.
There's got to be a reason why you're part dragon or whatever.
Wait. That's right. I start looking at myself like,
And then out of the blue, like claws start coming out of your fingers.
tail pops out of my temple.
You die.
no. Curse.
Do we tell Yarfrey that we were told not to trust Mandorin?
I was actually just about to ask him how he felt about Mandorin because he didn't really say.
I think that's a good idea. I think we should kind of take his temperature first, and then we can go from there.
So,
right. Like, is there, like, I don't know if there was, like, some sort of feud between them. Like, is he going to try and enact some vengeance that because of, like, how he felt about Mandorin on me?
yeah, he'll probably take it out on you.
I mean,
Like,
he seems
real
like
bad.
a cool guy.
No.
I'd hate to kill my uncle dragon.
I think you're very confident in yourself. I admire that.
I mean, he's been defeated before.
Yeah. I mean, he's been locked up in the basement for thousands of years.
I don't know. When I transformed into that gold dragon, remember that? That was awesome.
I do remember that. So if he swipes at me, maybe just do that again. And then we got a gold dragon on our side and me.
Well, no
And
matter
we're
what.
already doing better than he is.
I mean, that's true. Like, I could turn into a young dragon and fight
Urua
him.
looks leafy. I'm pretty sure we could just set him on fire. I'll cast bonfire and
Oh my
he's taken
God.
care of.
Willem,
Dude!
That's too far?
too far.
Right.
Yes,
Okay.
I say, pointing at the tattoo that Aura gave me.
I mean,
is that?
if they come at us,
Friendship.
It's friendship?
You were back in Wolves Rest for a long time getting Lance. Stuff happened.
Yeah. I mean, yes, I was.
I
And
roll up my sleeve and show him the tattoo that I got. The matching tattoo. Yeah.
This looks like,
You weren't here for that? Oh yeah, we all got drunk and got tattoos, man.
well, it just looks like a butt.
Joke's on you, that's exactly what it is.
Good old fruit
The
basket.
joke tattoo.
It's the butt of the joke tattoo.
Well, when I was in Wolves Rest, there was some things going down that were kind of different. That small contingent of random people outside is a much larger group now, like
Really?
army size.
Are they
Really?
happy?
They apparently are devoted to our cause. I don't know how they heard about it, but they support us. I sent Nugget out. to
Why?
make peace with them.
Nugget?
Nugget, Tomar?
Well, I figured if something bad
Obviously
happened,
as a sacrifice.
Nugget is going to be our mouthpiece.
if something bad happened, then it would happen to Nugget, and then we would at least know their intentions. But
I condone this decision.
everyone else was waiting on the wall. looking down. I don't know if we want to go back there, or you mentioned something about the runes.
Well, we know where we have one right here in Deepminster.
We do. Yep. We know exactly where the runes are, and we should get them.
You know exactly where they are.
Okay, well, we but we know that Miraluk is here in the city. So I think we should, we already know who that rune is, so we should probably find him.
I don't understand what happened to Miraluk.
I don't either.
When we were in Mandoran's tower.
There was a Miraluk.
But there was something there. There was something weird there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know.
Was it like his presence or... I don't know. I don't know where else to look for him.
I don't either. Is your
Has
friend
anyone tried
done?
to...
He was here the whole time.
Oh.
Are you holding his sword in your cloak? What's going on?
I pull Mirror Luck from my pants.
Would you be able to send to him?
I was going to say, could we scry on him?
Didn't I try to send for Miraluk earlier?
You tried to send...
That sounds right.
In the tower?
You tried to send during our fight with Fortune.
No, I did before then, though. I thought I did for Miraluk. Maybe it wasn't Miraluk.
Well, whatever we do...
When we were at Mandoran's place.
Do you guys need somebody to scry? Lance says. Because I can scry.
Yes, I forgot you were here. You're so...
Lance, get your pants.
Forgettable.
Lance, can you also heal really fast?
I can't heal, no.
Okay.
How do you feel about divine magic now, man?
Well, I think you and I can have a conversation about it probably later, but now's not the time. We've got apparently urgent issues to deal with, and it sounded like you had gathered people to come to Wolves Rest anyway, so, aren't we going back there?
Yeah.
Well, if you can scry, can you scry on Miraluk, our rune?
I can try. I don't know if I've ever met Miraluk.
I can paint a picture of him.
If you could do that, that would be ideal, because then I can just kind of boop boop and take care of it.
Okay, I'll lick my finger and put it in the air just for fun, because he doesn't know how I do this. I'm acting like it. And then I'll go to town painting, yeah.
Give me a performance.
Okay.
I will add guidance.
Why?
In case you suck.
I don't suck at performing. Silly.
Yarfrey is taking a really long time to change.
He is. I want to know what he looks like. I can't.
He said he was gathering his strength. The dude's been here for 1,000 years or something.
Was he not resting that whole time?
I don't know.
What would you be doing? It didn't look like he was doing anything strenuous.
I don't know. I would have been hanging out. I don't know, maybe.
Lance, you are hanging out. For the love of God, man, get some pants.
It's covered. I don't know what you think you see, but these are just my legs. Though
it's not what I see.
I
it's what I
appreciate
smell.
the compliment. Well, I did rush right here, and I did die and was brought back from the dead. So maybe I can get a pass this time.
Congrats on the new legs, by the way.
Thank you.
36.
They look better than your last ones.
I doubt it. They look exactly the same. My legs were perfect before, and they're still perfect. So, in fact, maybe they're a little bit more flawed since they weren't mine to begin with.
I put a tattoo out of an anvil on the backside of his calf.
Branded. All right. What'd you get for performance?
36.
All right. So you paint a very. What are you painting? I guess.
It'll just be a nice portrait of Miraluk looking kind of pissed off, I guess.
But
shoot, yeah.
Who
what?
are you painting?
Yeah.
The sword.
Yeah.
We have the sword, don't we?
I'll paint all the forms that Miraluk has been and the sword.
What happened to the sword? Wasn't it stuck in the tome and we took it out?
But it wasn't
put it in the
Miraluk.
bag.
Well, it's in the bag then.
Oh.
Show him the
No,
sword.
get the bag.
I don't know if that'll...
After all this work.
Let me paint.
That Pinwin,
rifle through
that's
the
just...
bag.
This is a really good rendering of what he last looked like, but that's not the
Hold on.
actual...
Just let me do it. I'm going to paint. And then when I'm done, I'll say, oh, wow, I totally forgot the sword's in my bag. You can see how much a painting looks like it. And I'll take this.
That's quite crafty.
I'll, like, show the sword via holding the bag, not holding it myself.
Okay. So you, like, lift it up and kind of open it and kind of show. And he looks at it. Okay, so you have it? I'm confused. What am I looking for?
Me too.
He's an archfey. And his essence was trapped in the sword, but now it's not.
Well, okay, maybe. Okay, let me see. I don't know if this is gonna work, but I'll try. And he rolls his dice.
Do you need somebody to hold hands with?
And
that help?
he kind of closes his eyes, and then the room starts to feel like a little misty.
Ew.
And his eyes start to cloud over. And then after about a minute, he comes back. So, I was just right here when I scryed. So, I am assuming that if that is your friend, that he's still there.
So we need a vessel. We need to put him in somebody.
Wasn't there
somebody get Maury's arm out of the bag?
Wasn't there a baddie that was like
Maury's
stuck in
not
the
in the
sword
bag
though?
anymore.
Or
What'd you say?
Wasn't there a baddie that was stuck in the sword though, or did we get that out of there?
There was a weird evil spirit thing in there.
Right, we didn't get that out, did we?
No.
Can
It
you
tried to get
sense
out.
anything else in the sword? Because we encountered someone that did not sound like Mirluck at all.
I think that's gonna be too convoluted, but I tried to scry on what I could sense from the essence of the sword, and it just I didn't move. I was in the exact same spot, so everything was the same.
Okay.
Also, as an aside, Maury's hand isn't in the bag anymore.
No, during the 6-month gap, we resurrected her, and she went off with the rest of the Chaos Company.
Sorry if you've been holding a candle for
Holy
long
shit!
on
I don't remember that at all.
It was very briefly touched on.
Is the Boy
right.
King still in my bag?
Yes.
Hi, Pekin.
There we go.
I have multiple bodies still in there. Saving
does
that for next week.
Can he possess a live body or a dead one? He definitely can
Porque no los
possess
dos.
a live one.
He's been in a
but-
dead body before.
He has. It just smelled terrible. And any of the bodies in this bag are not going to smell good.
I mean,
it's an
Lance
outfit.
isn't wearing
Has to be fresh.
pants, so who cares at this point?
Do we give him to a corpse?
Are
He
these corpses
seemed fine
too
with it
old?
before. We'll get him a new vessel. This is just a placeholder. It's a rental.
I don't know, man. I mean, if we want to do that, we can do that, but I feel really weird about giving Mirluck to the king's body.
Yeah, it seems kind of mean. But I mean, I'm also carrying around his body in a bag.
What if... Does he just take it over completely, or could two...
Coexist?
Yeah.
I don't know. None of us have ever been completely taken by the sword.
And also, do we want...
Ura, what do you know about Archfey?
I don't know much about Archfey. I know that some can be very, very bad. And I know that they are typically very powerful.
Yeah, that checks out. Do you know anything about their capabilities or their limitations, maybe?
I guess from what I've heard, they are extremely versatile in their capabilities, but they usually focus on one specific avenue that they want to really get good at. As far as fighting them, you might want to talk to Yarfrey a little bit more about that. He has fought Archfey before, not just the Master.
Did he
Do you know
lose
anything
to
about
them too?
Archfey taking over other entities' bodies?
I do not know anything about that.
Here's the thought. And it's a saucy one. So
Ooh, saucy thought.
prepare your meat. What if we gave the sword to Delane, and then we could maybe Miraluk has this way of getting into the mind of whoever he's sharing a body with. Maybe we could find out why Delane was housing the dragon in the first place knowingly.
Do we trust him, though?
No.
Then why would we do that?
Because it'd be Miraluk.
I mean,
My issue is, what if there's something else worse in there, and then Delane gets super powerful?
How terrible would that be if Delane was good, though?
I don't know.
I don't think he is.
I feel like as soon as we leave this room, we're going to be facing a bunch of wands pointed at us, and we're going to be escorted to some sort of authority.
Well, then why would we even leave the room? Like, I can just, once we go in the hallway, I can just pop us back to wherever.
Yeah, we should do that. I can't do another battle.
Well, then who do we give Miraluk to?
I don't know. You guys said something about a dead body. I don't know. Is there like a bug or something?
Let me check.
From what I understand, you guys...
What?
What's going on, Tomar?
We have constructs back at Wolves Rest.
Yeah.
We could just use one of those, because he was able to control the other construct.
Which would be really funny, because at one point we were trying to use that as a bargaining chip to help us. Like, we'll give you a construct. And he was like, fuck that. And now he's just going to end up in one anyway.
It sucks to be you, Miraluk.
It's the most humane,
wonderful
thing
time
to
of the
do.
year.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's good. If he's with us, then we should just get out of here.
Suddenly, a short form starts padding towards you guys. It looks humanoid. It looks a bit feline-ish. It's weird. You don't know. I don't know if any of you have ever encountered a tabaxi before, but a tabaxi with golden fur and like long, kind of a long beard starts kind of spilling down its chest, walks up, and it looks like it's kind of wrapped in almost a curtain-like robe, and walks up to you guys.
Oh, look at you little cat man.
You're still gold.
It's about it's about 4'5". It's pretty short, little stubby, but still taller than both Pinwin and Uro, but not by much.
Yes, I'm going to say a no on the hotness.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
Is there something about my form that displeases you?
Hey,
no, you're
you still
adorable.
You still got a nice little, deep little voice there.
And
Thank
you're
you.
still golden. That's
Tomar,
fun.
do you have any milk on you?
No, I drank it all.
I'm not a
give him a
cat. I am a dragon. And dragons only drink milk sometimes.
Only if we've had spicy burritos.
Question: Can
Only if
dragons?
there's also Bailey's and vodka.
Can dragons heal?
Aren't you supposed to be very knowledgeable about dragons?
Oh, can they heal?
Like it's your favorite enemy or something?
I'm just asking out of social niceties.
I can heal myself, but I can't heal you.
I mean, yeah, Pinwin, you're looking rough. We should just go back to Wolves Rest for now, and then rest it off, and then talk it over what to do next.
I'm interested to see where this goes.
I mean, maybe you'll show us something there that we aren't familiar with, because
I
we
have never
clearly
been there,
haven't
but-
seen all there is to see in town.
Well, perhaps maybe I can sense something. But we should go.
Let's go. Not to be dramatic, but can someone carry me? I hurt.
Yeah, Pinwin, I'll carry you,
Everything
buddy.
hurts.
Lance was like, Tomar, carry him.
All right, Lance, do your thing.
All right, let's go out in the hall.
Do we need to hold hands?
No. But yes, actually, we should be touching one another in some capacity. You don't have to necessarily hold hands, but...
I link arms.
I grab
All right,
Willem's
let's go.
elbow.
I try to grab Lance's hands. I don't know how close I am.
He just allows it, and you guys all kind of toddle out into the... and Laura comes with.
We're holding hands on the way.
Around the rosy.
You guys all kind of
It's the
stand in a
Pepsi
clump.
commercial from the 70s. Just see us come over a hill.
Or the Waterloo
We
commercial
fall
from
down the
80s.
hill still holding hands.
It's my favorite. I love rolling.
Even when we
and-
fall into that lava pit.
Lava! You guys all kind of get in a cluster, and Lance kind of looks at everyone. All right. And before his words are even finished, you guys are back in the temple in Wolf's Rest.
What's that smell?
Nugget sleeps in here sometimes. There's this cot.
Don't you sleep in here too?
Not in here. I sleep back there behind the anvil.
So you're
Okay,
roommates with Nugget.
Gorbel, you can let me go now.
I just shift my hand to the small of his back. You live with Nugget. Is it like a slumber party every night when you guys are here together?
Brahm said he wasn't allowed his own structure yet. He hasn't earned it.
He keeps burning them down on accident. I got the best weed, man.
He was staying on the docks, and I just felt really bad because it was raining one day, and he was just kind of there.
Oh.
So do you guys like stay up late talking, or
No,
is Nugget your best friend now?
whenever we go to bed, I just cast silence, and then,
And he continues talking.
I mean,
well
he
into the
might be
night.
talking, but who knows?
He's like, wow, I never shared that with someone before.
Yeah, he's invited
such
me
a
a
good
bunch
listener.
of times, and I never heard him.
You're definitely his best friend for sure.
He confessed to being the traitor several times.
Like crying.
I can't believe you let me stay here.
I can't hide it anymore, Tomar.
Man, I'm
good.
devoted now.
You're so cool for letting me stay, even after I told you I was going to kill you guys.
You
gonna do it.
understand.
He keeps
Still gonna do
advancing
it.
on
Gonna
me
wait
with
till
a
you're
knife
asleep.
while I'm sleeping, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Nothing. Nugget? I mean, nothing.
Or he'd be like, wait, didn't I just tell you?
I told you I'm gonna kill you in your sleep."
And then you
Tomar.
cast silence again, so you don't even hear.
All right, so you guys are standing in the temple. What do you want to do?
I sit down on one of the stone benches.
So what was Mandoran like when you guys were younger?
I didn't see him much until later. He is older than me, but when we interacted, it was friendly, I suppose, in the way that a dragon and a half-dragon can interact. He was unable to turn into a dragon. He was stuck in his form, so we had
Did
to
that make him
interact.
jealous of you?
I don't believe so. He was always an extremely measured person.
So I'm
I
going to be
assume.
frank. You guys don't have, like, he didn't mess with your head, play games with you, lie to you, and manipulate you into doing stuff to where you would have a blood feud against him or anything?
That is oddly specific, and no, nothing like that. We may have been distant with one another, but we were never unkind or unfriendly to each other.
That's
We
good to hear.
just weren't exactly close. But he never gave me reason to believe that he was in any way bad or uncouth.
You
What
would
happened to
call
your
him
mother?
a trustworthy person.
Yes, my mother, she eventually died long afterwards. And that's all that there is to that.
Well, you guys should take Yarfrey around and see if he spots anything or feels anything. I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna tend to Pinwin, and then maybe we'll meet up with you later.
I'm just sprawled on the bench next to him, like,
So let's figure out. Let's get Mira Luck, a construct. Mira Struct. And then once we have that sorted out, we'll make our way over to the mansion. See if we can find some clues.
All right, well, the constructs are being housed in Gnome Town. So, have you guys been around Gnome Town?
I was going to say, you're pretty friendly with them, right?
Yeah,
Would you
they don't
act
serve
as
coffee.
liaison?
Okay, well, I'll go get the construct. You guys go to the manor. Right now, I'll deal with Pinwin, and I'll check on him.
And then we'll meet at the manor?
We'll find each other.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, shall we go?
Let's.
Let's do it. Aura, are you coming with us?
Yes.
Awesome.
And once they've gone, I'll, kneel down by Pinwin. Hey, buddy.
Hi.
How are you feeling?
Tomar, I feel like the worst I've ever felt.
You keep encountering danger and all this stuff, and
I know.
I'm afraid that one of these times one of us isn't going to be there to help you.
Since this keeps happening, I feel like it needs to... I don't know, Tomar. I feel like... I don't even have words for how defeated I feel. I don't want to bring it up or make a big deal about it, but I just feel everyone is so powerful. And I thought I was powerful. I went out to fight dragons and I can paint cool stuff. Right? It's cool.
Yeah. But that's not your
But
only
I'm
power.
not I'm not as powerful as I thought. And I don't know. I'm tired of seeing a glimpse of rest and then having to come back. I don't know. But I also I have work to do and my family's still here, so I am very fortunate that that Gorbel turned me into a hawk, cuz
I know you weren't chosen like we were, that you didn't stay with.
I used to be really excited about being a road baby, but now yeah.
But you do have power, Pinwin, and it's not only me who realizes it. There was literally a god of the moon that lent you their voice. They lent you their voice, not any of us. There's a reason why you're here, and you are precious to all of us. And we can't just allow something bad to happen to you.
Tomar, you're being really nice and it's kind of weird.
I'm sorry, but you of all of us have fallen the most, and I feel like eventually something will happen that we won't be able to stop. Mm-hmm. I want you to... I know you want to protect us and stuff, but I want you to focus more on protecting yourself while we're fighting. Because, we can all handle ourselves. You shouldn't be getting into harm's way. Avoid it at all costs, because you're crucial to this. Before the end, you're gonna have to do something very important, and...
to be fair, that voice can be lent. If I die, someone else can take the voice.
I don't think...
If you die.
I don't think they intended for you to have it if you weren't going to use it. So, rest up here. Actually rest. You need it. Take some time. And we'll deal with this stuff for now, and then we'll come back and get you.
So I'm just gonna be here by myself?
Not by yourself. And then
Nugget's not here, is he?
I go out to the door and I make a whistling
Nugget.
sound.
No.
I make a whistling sound and I wait a couple seconds.
And then after a moment, Shadow appears in the doorway.
Shadow! And I'm gonna try and pick myself up and just throw myself at him. And I don't know, crying happy tears. I missed you so much. I hate that I had to leave you behind. I don't think I can do that again, but I don't want to lose you. Right?
You're both going to have to look after each other. if you get bored, okay, so you can...
This is so much better than Nugget, thank you.
You're welcome. You can rest in here all you want. I mean, if you're bored, you can obviously go to your tavern across the street. But I'll go and I'll get the construct, and then we'll meet back.
Back here
Whenever.
at the manor.
Probably in the center of town. Who knows? We'll see. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll find my way.
Do you feel better?
I do, thank you. I still feel defeated. It's really... Yeah. When you try really hard at stuff and you keep dying, it kind of makes you like, wow. Like, maybe this just... I don't know. I don't know. It's a lot.
Well...
I don't know. Maybe rest would be good.
Yeah. And you can always...
I don't really do it much, but...
spec your next character better.
And not be a ranger. Never in my life again.
And don't forget about your healing spirit. That little guy can patch you up too while you're waiting around. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to need some rest too, but for now I'm going to head to Gnome Town.
Okay.
Take it easy, buddy.
Thank you, Tomar.
You're welcome.
We're going to switch to Gorbel and Willem. As you guys step outside of the temple, you are met with a gigantic crowd of people.
Oh.
Forming a ring that all their backs are to you, so none of them notice. None of them notice you from behind, but everybody seems to be waiting in a semicircle, in like just filling the space of the marketplace. All of them are staring at the Busty Belba's establishment.
Is it on fire?
There's nothing physical that you can see.
I keep my distance, but I peek. I have pretty good vision, I think.
You have
It just
shitty
looks
perception.
It just looks like the tavern. Everybody people are like mumbling and stuff like that, and everybody, just a ton of people are staring at Busty Belba's.
I don't feel like getting into an actual conversation with someone, so I just kind of like throw my voice and go, "What's going on over there?"
Also, what time of day is it?
Right now it is afternoon, late afternoon.
Okay. Sunny?
Yeah, a little overcast,
Okay.
but there's sun.
Okay.
It's getting close to sunset, and you threw your voice, you said? Mm-hmm. And somebody turns and looks at you. Well, they're all inside there, waiting for you guys.
Who?
I don't know. Just a bunch of the leaders of the different people outside the city. This Busty Belba's was the only place big enough for all of them, I guess. And
they're waiting for us?
Yeah, they said
For
they
what?
had some sort of meeting. I don't know. They just Kurdu led them through the city.
Nugget.
Did Nugget actually parlay with multiple factions and get them to come together for a meeting?
I mean, Nugget was there, I guess. Looking real confident, so maybe.
I mean, dude was there.
Where is Kurdu?
He's in the tavern.
Can someone go grab him?
Why don't you go grab him? They're waiting for you. Do you guys not want to be in there?
We don't. This wasn't a planned meeting for us, so I already have something on the schedule.
And he puts his hand on his sword.
Whoa.
Does that mean that they aren't supposed to be in Busty Belba's waiting for you?
Okay, chill. Just like take it down about 5 notches.
Well, you're being very cryptic.
Have you ever had like your secretary forget to tell you that you had like a long lunch with someone?
I know what none of those words mean.
What's your name?
My name? It's Merkholm Hillridge.
Okay,
Oh
Merkholm.
yeah, Merkholm Hillridge. I think
Of the
I knew your
Hamptonshire
sister.
Hillridges.
No, those are my cousins. You've got it wrong.
Those dirty, dirty brats.
Okay.
How dare you?
Look, we just need to have a quick word with Kurdu, get up to speed. Nobody likes to go into a meeting unprepared.
Are you asking me to go in there and grab Kurdu?
Yeah.
It's gonna look weird, don't you think, that you're standing out here while people are inside waiting for you?
Oh my
Somebody
gosh, I'm at the
demote
back
this
of the
a-hole!
That's kind of where I was going with the what's your name,
Is there
soldier?
another little kid around?
Yeah, there's kids around.
Okay, I grab a little kid.
Hello?
Hey. That face. Can you do me a big fave?
I'm real good at favors.
Perfect. Can you run inside and get Kurdu and tell him that Gorbel
Yes,
is outside?
and he just takes off
He gets
running.
riddled with arrows as soon as he opens the door.
You just see him like, and almost as fast as Pinwin does, gets through the crowd and beelines for the door, opens it up and yells, "Kurdu, Gorbel wants you outside!" and then slams the door, turns around and gives you a thumbs up.
I flip him off. What a little asshole.
Does he?
And then he
Kid
pads
rules.
off.
I was kind of hoping he did it back because he didn't know what it was.
How
From
do
that
you?
distance, he's got bad eyes. He just thinks you're giving him a thumbs up back. And after a moment, the door opens and Kurdu steps out and he looks around.
I wave at him.
Hello, come.
No, you
I can't picture Gorbel waving like this.
He marches over. He looks really confused. What's the problem?
Hey, I hear
They're all
there's...
in there waiting for you.
Who?
The leaders of specific factions from outside.
Why do you think I know about this?
I assumed that you had discussed this with Tomas. He's the one who told me to send Nugget to do this.
I think he was just... I don't know what he was expecting Nugget to do. But...
He said to get Nugget to parlay, and there are a number of people in there ready to parlay.
Okay.
Do they
people
seem
keep throwing around
hostile?
Words and like millennia and now parlay. What is that?
It's a meeting of higher up individuals. I'm sorry. What did you say, Willem? Are they hostile? No, they seem delighted to be here.
Okay. Do they have demands of some kind, or like what's going on?
They were asked to come by Tomas, and they came.
Was anybody going to tell us? I mean, we kind of came back here on a whim.
At that moment, Tomar exits the temple.
Hey guys, what's going on?
You told
Well-
all these people to come here?
Nugget did a thing.
What people?
I don't know. There's a bunch of people in Busty's looking for us.
The
I-
around the wall
I stare at
people.
Willem for a second with a glazed expression. Oh, yes. Sorry, I forgot about that. Yeah, I told Brahm when I sent Nugget out, I wanted him to parlay with the leaders of the army out there.
But you told the army to come here?
Just the
The
leaders.
whole army?
No, the whole army can't be in here. There's way more than just this, whatever.
The whole army's in there.
I mean, they said
Bell
this
was
is the
as a
only place
TARDIS.
that would fit them.
Yeah, the TARDIS is okay.
Well, to be fair, we did think about the option of going to the manor, but it seemed like a hassle. We'd have to fill out the forms, and I didn't want to get lightning or fire.
That's good
or whatever.
because I said the manor is on lockdown. Do not go in there.
Why is the manor on lockdown?
That was
It's
just one of my
from back
security
when-
measures. Don't worry
Thank
about
goodness.
When Tomar took away library cards,
It was
Wait,
before
what?
the time.
One of how many?
it. Don't worry about it, Will. You're not included
I'm a little
in the,
worried about
You're
it.
not banned.
That could be my house. I inherited
bad.
it.
Banned from your house.
I'm just talking about the townspeople.
You are grounded,
all
but
right.
outside of it.
All right. I gotta go get a construct. You guys are the talky ones. Go talk to them.
we didn't even... What are we talking
Would
about?
I overhear
You set up this
them
meeting.
being loud?
Yeah, you can hear what's happening at Pinwin. It's pretty loud.
Okay, I'll like wait a couple seconds because Tamar told me to rest, but then I'll like slowly like saunter on out with Shadow and like kind of sneak up by Gorbel. Hey, Gorbel, what's going on?
Hey. Well, I guess now we have a long lunch.
Yeah, and evidently Tomar is some sort of Yenta who's just playing matchmaker with talky
With
people.
all-
Why are you guys complaining? We have potential allies here.
There's so many.
We had a
people
different
here.
plan.
Well,
It's just it caught us off guard a little bit.
I don't mean to interrupt, but They have been waiting in there for quite some time.
Oh, my, days?
No, hours.
Oh my God.
Well, I mean, they're better off than they were. They were
bad.
waiting outside the town before.
Yeah.
Either
It's
way,
not that bad.
To be fair, you
fine.
did ask me to summon them.
I
through
did.
The medium of Nugget, and he did that.
I did.
Oh, Nugget
It seems
did good?
only fair to meet with them when that was your specific request.
Don't scold me. How
I'm
about
not
that,
scolding
Curdu?
I have managed towns before.
Well,
and
manage
I've seen
this.
Towns. I feel like you're taking hostility where there is none,
Tomar,
Tomar.
I think you need a milk. Let's
I just
go.
need a
Let's just
construct.
go.
You guys go in there, you parlay with the leaders of the army, and find
I
out.
don't even-
I
Find out,
set this up. Just take care of
find
it.
out
don't
what
even
they
know
want.
that-
You have higher charisma scores. Find out.
don't
find out
know
what
what
they
that
want,
means.
and then see if they're willing to help. See if they're lying. Wow them with treats. Like, this is Pinwin's establishment. Off to Gnome Town. Bye. And then I start
Did
like
you have an
slowly
agenda
walking
written
away.
up for this?
Announces off to Gnome Town.
Okay, well, I guess now we have to go to a meeting.
That's
Perfect.
That's
Okay.
fine. What are we exactly talking about at the meeting?
I-
I don't even know.
I guess we're getting to know them, getting to know their
to know
goals,
We
ambitions.
can make friends. It's fine.
I guess he did mention them as allies. But at this
Well,
point,
yeah.
I don't even know allies against what? Against whom? Where?
Okay,
Like-
let's just go.
right.
Let's have a conversation.
And a
Yarfrey,
drink.
are you okay with getting
two.
waylaid by jackassery here?
This is interesting. I think it'll be a very delighted party to witness this.
Aura, you'll love this. Tons of booze.
Speaking of which, yeah, when we get in there, what's your drink of choice?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had anything. I liked whatever Gorbel gave me.
Okay. Uncle Yarfrey? Can I call you Uncle Yarfrey?
You may call me what you wish, but
You
don't
can
call
call him-
me Yarfrey.
You could call him Uncle Yar Yar.
That name has connotations here. You can call me something else. I have no
Wait.
preference.
Uncle Yar Yar.
What do you mean? Is there bad blood? See, this is what I was trying to get out of you.
There's no bad blood, but my name is known, and if we're trying to be
Is your name a
flying
killing
under
word?
the radar,
Is it?
it's not.
It's not bad. Okay.
Why are you flying under the radar?
I thought that's what we agreed to.
We who?
When we all left, you wanted to be sneaky about it. That's the whole reason that I chose this form.
Okay, well, what's your...
No, we wanted to be sneaky leaving the Tower of Wisdom. We're in Wolf's Rest now.
I still advise that the sudden appearance of a golden dragon may cause many to be a little
That could
on
be.
edge.
That's
makes
fine, but you're avoiding the name thing, regardless of how you look right now. Why should we not talk about your name?
Because speaking my name out loud might allow other dragons to hear it. I don't know if you know much about dragon interactions.
Mr. Moon!
But seeing as that you are related to me, you might want to brush up on it, and I don't mean that in an offensive way, I just mean it is something to be wary of. But we dragons do not tend to get along with certain other dragons.
Okay, so I nudge Gorbel. Hey, I don't know if you caught that, but don't say his name.
I'm right here. What's your code name?
I don't care. Call me whatever you wish.
You don't want that.
Velvet
I do not
Thunder.
care. What is it?
Gary?
Goldar.
You're going by Whiskers.
Oh,
Whiskers? That's fine. That suits.
All right.
Uncle Whisk,
Whisker.
what will you be drinking?
I do not drink alcohol.
Oh. What do you drink?
Any libations of any kind? Any
I am fine.
morsels that could tempt you?
If there was a...
Please don't tell me you
What about,
eat
like,
small
cake?
children.
You like
can't do
cake?
that.
If there was
Potatoes?
a Marin Lug made...
Made
It's
right.
not that kind of wolf's rest.
Dova clay pot. That might do the trick.
A pot?
Clay pot?
You eat the pot?
Okay, so
It's very valuable.
Oh.
Our nachos are going to be fine for the table.
Sure. That's fine. I have no
Okay.
preference.
Cool.
Have you had nachos?
I have never had nachos.
Oh, that's why he's eating pots. He's never had nachos.
Is Tomar still in earshot?
No, I've
No,
been
he's
long
gone.
fucked off.
Ah, damn it.
Hard cut to the Napoleon scene from Bill and Ted, where they're like showing him ice cream and shit.
We just make the dragon super fat.
Before you even get back, you can't even recognize him. You're just like, who the hell is this? And we're like, it's Yarfrey. The fuck'd you do to him?
It's like when Bender
You
became a
broke
human.
him. He's got like 4 bongs.
So, should we enter this watering hole?
Absolutely. I'm beyond needing a drink.
Should you be drinking in your condition?
I look a little better, right? Did I heal it all in there?
I lift his arm up by his sleeve and drop it.
Would I have healed it all in that time frame?
I mean, not really. You kind of look at it as the whole time frame.
You can just cast a spell when you go into the tavern.
Okay. Well, I'll look better as I drink. It's fine. And I think it kind of fuels me, you know?
Said the
We're gonna have to have a talk about that.
I mean, we can talk about it over a drink. That's fine.
That's what we
Okay.
all say.
We're going to circle back once we take care of this. Let's go, boys.
All right.
And you guys enter the tavern. Immediately, you are inundated with many people inside. They seem to be filling most of the available space, except for behind the bar where Janus and Belba both are standing, as well as Jeff, who is crouched and sitting on the countertop, and Elphaba, who seems to be kind of peeking out of the kitchen in the back, as if this all makes her very uncomfortable.
My people!
And when you arrive, everybody looks at you all, and their faces relax, and you can see quite an array of people. And then Nugget kind of pushes his way out. Hey guys, oh man, woo! Look what I did. This is pretty neat, right?
Wow, Nugget.
Actually, this is good work.
Look at
man.
you.
Thank you. Apparently, when you spend most of your life convincing people not to punch you in the face or kill you, you get good at convincing people of stuff.
Wow.
Not case in point.
Anyway,
Well, this is great. Nice work.
I met these cool dudes and lady dudes, and they are all here because they think we're awesome.
Okay, can you introduce
they are
us?
in love with the wolves. Oh yeah, sure.
Do you remember their names?
Did everyone get vetted before they came in?
I mean, I assume they are who they say they are.
I think she meant, do they have all their shots?
I mean, we can take shots. That's fine. I thought we'd wait because that seems like a
kidding,
hefty bar
Nugget.
tab.
So you remember all their names, right? We're not gonna.
Oh
have a
yeah, I'm
debacle.
probably. I feel like I got.
You made sure they're safe and trustworthy people?
Absolutely not. I just invited them in. So
You're gonna be like our ambassador, our little international delegate.
whoa. Cool. Anyway, allow me to introduce these people. And he goes around the room and he starts pointing. So he points to a woman who looks to be an elf. She's got a bow slung over her shoulder, and if you're going to be taking notes, there's going to be a lot, so just FYI. She's got shoulder-length strawberry blonde hair and very elegant features. She looks full elf, and she looks very woodsy. And he points at her. He goes, "This is Prava Pride Eyes, and she's the leader of the elf contingency that came here from Aelecdaro in the Blood Forest." And he turns, and there's a large, almost 9-foot tall, bronze-fleshed dragonborn who looks to be in advanced years. He's got a long flowing robe, and he wears a headband, and he seems pretty relaxed, but maybe a little uncomfortable in the chair that he's in since he's so big. He goes, So yeah, this is Dramisker. I think he goes by Dram though. Kriv. He's the mayor of Vester, or like the village elder or something.
Yo, welcome to Krivs.
And then he points to another large individual who everyone but Willem would recognize as Jan from the Arrowview Inn. It's like, here's Jan. You guys know Jan. And he's a large Avstander, and he just kind of waves. And then we've got, let's see here. This guy's Cogsworth Youngflower. He points to a human, and then he points to a gnome. This is Telegin Iremite. And then he points to a very barrel-chested, wide, kind of like half-fat, half-muscle type dude. Not super tall, but just a really beefy dude who's got like a bunch of scars all over him, a bunch of tattoos on his face, and a shaved head except for one lock hanging down on the side. He goes, "This is Noak the Vast. He's one of the tribes that didn't join up with Smoochie. I think it's the Viper tribe. Maybe keep an eye on him. He's kind of loud." And then he points to a pair of what appears to be siblings. They are both half-elves. Their ears are slightly shorter than the elves, but they're longer than human ears. And they've both got long, lank, dark hair. And he goes, this is Petra Morningstar and Peter Eveningstar. And I'm not sure where they came from. I think they're from Deepminster, but they've got some people with them. And this is, what? And he points to this kind of beefy half-orc who is dressed kind of like in loose-fitting clothing and has a fresh scar completely covering his eye as if he just recently lost it. And this little human guy, like short, but he's a human, almost around the same height as a dwarf, kind of pipes up and he goes, "Oh yeah, this is Bad Gavin, and I'm Dox, and we're the skeleton from the Skeleton Boy crew in Deepminster, and
they're part of it."
And Nugget kind of like rolls his eyes. Anyway, yeah, that's who they are. And he points to another Tabaxi, the second Tabaxi that you've seen now.
Wow.
And he's in a heavy cowl, and he says, "This is Chet Fleetfoot. He's part of the Guild of the Whisper in Deepminster, and next to him is Sarai of the Trench." And you can see this very gaunt-looking drow woman who looks like a lot older and very serious, standing there next to him. Yeah, they're both from the Guild of the Whisper. And then I think we got another tribesman here, and he points to a short woman with kind of like broad shoulders and kind of like curly reddish brown hair that kind of like sticks up in different directions. She looks very wild, and she's got a big scar on the center of her chin. And he goes, "This is Barbellian Needlenose." And then we've got Clove Badgerbiter from the Bildrat Sailor Club. And you look at and see this like very fancily dressed man who looks like he's seen some seaside action. And then he goes, and then we've got Wesley Brickhook, and he points to a halfling. And he points to a half dwarf, and he goes, and then Horton Grogbelly. He's the patriarch of the Grogbelly clan in Ashenvale. And so you've got all these people in here, and they each seem to have like a second with them, and everybody is just kind of like waiting patiently. I think you guys might need to introduce yourselves now.
Well, first of all, very sorry to keep you all waiting.
Yeah, says Noak the Vast.
I hear you, Noak. I get it. I hate waiting. Hopefully you guys have been partaking in some drinks, refreshments.
Somebody in the back goes, "We haven't drank anything!"
Well, we should probably fix that.
Yeah, let's get some drinks. How about that service? I'm excited to see you.
And I'm Michaela, and I play Gorbel.
And so Janus and Belba just kind of, and they start filling up tankard, putting them on the bar.
Hey, you didn't forget what we've been working so hard at, right?
And Janus kind of pushes the corners of his cheeks up. No, he did not.
Better.
And they start setting it up, and Belba then takes them and starts passing them out. And they were already kind of relaxed, but this relaxes them quite a bit.
So, Nugget called all of you here And I guess now we're just going to kind of have a little round robin, talk about, our goals and, where you guys come from and what you guys are looking to achieve.
They all just kind of look at each other and then back at you.
So I know these things can be tough to break the ice, so maybe we just start with a quick icebreaker. So, the two truths and a lie, that's gonna take a while. How about we go around and just say, let's just say our favorite food.
How about, what if we did favorite food and one thing that's interesting about us?
That is one thing that's interesting.
All right. Let's do it.
Dram Kriv, the big dragonborn, looks,
so, I'm Dram Kriv, and, my favorite food is, I guess, carp.
Okay.
All right,
fish?
carp.
Yes, the fish.
Oh, that's a good one.
Thank you. What's your favorite food?
Well, we'll just wait till my turn.
Whose turn is it?
Let's just go in a clockwise fashion.
and then by the time you guys go through, everybody's like drunk, and they're like, people are shouting out things like balls and just dumb drunk bullshit, because there's a lot of people in this room, and by that time a lot of them are having a pretty good little thing going. They're relaxed and they're vibing. There's a few people who are still pretty serious. Some people didn't drink, like the elf woman from Aelec Darrow. But yeah, for the most part, everybody's kind of relaxed now. You guys are all kind of like interacting a little bit.
All right. So now that everyone's feeling a bit more comfortable around everyone else, let's talk about, why we're all here, and not just because Nugget told us to be here.
Isn't it obvious? Says
that sounds like Cogsworth.
Prava Pride Eyes. She like stands up and looks around. I came here months ago in order to pledge myself to you all, and you wouldn't even see me. Me and all of my men. There are 75 elves waiting to see you, and yet for months we have been left outside. You knew of our presence. We sent messengers. You never did anything, and now suddenly you summon us.
Well, I didn't get any of those messages.
You see, we've just been really encountering a lot. Yeah, we haven't been in town in the longest time, and we've had security measures because, as you can understand, as you seem to be a very mighty person yourself, that there's people who kind of want to take you down and don't trust you and want you to fail. So we've just been trying to up the security so we can, keep doing good things that we can. And yeah, but now we're back, and we would love to talk with you. We didn't even know you were here, honestly.
Give me a persuasion roll, Pinwin, at advantage.
Okay. 21.
She seems to relax, and she kind of drops her shoulders a little bit. You make a good point. I am very sorry that I spoke out of turn. I was...
Oh, don't apologize.
frustrated. I've been away from the trees for far too long.
I think it's important to get these things out on the table. I understand how frustrating that is. Maybe you don't know, a lot has been going on in the world, and there's been a ton of shit to deal with. So it's been really difficult trying to bring new people, into our fold and go through the proper method of background checks and making sure everyone's who they say they are. You know the deal.
She nods. I suppose that I do.
But I like where you're at. Now, what brought you here to us? How did you find out about us?
And she looks around. Much like everyone here, we have all heard tales of you. We know that there is something great and evil in this world, and it seems like it is centered around all of you, the wolves of Moonreach. Well, is it the wolves of Wolf's Rest that are charged with doing something about it? Many have died already, but you all seem to survive, despite all odds.
I lean over
And
to
that is-
Yarfrey, and I whisper, is there anything that you can enlighten these people with, and maybe us too? This seems to be kind of your thing.
He looks over at you and winks. I think for now I'll just watch and listen. Let's see how you get out of this one. And
I stab
and,
my uncle.
I mean, all we have to do is say your name.
Right, yeah, it's like,
Kid.
wait, you don't have the leverage you think you do.
And she continues, she's like, we have heard so many things. Before long, you start to believe these things when they are repeated over and over. At first, it was that you are all evil, but we are outside the kingdom of Vedlin. We do not follow the politics there. We do not believe that you are evil. You have rallied so many to your cause already, and it would make no sense at all if you were amassing a legion of devils. That seems to be what the other side is doing. And we're going to pause right here, and we're going to go to Tomar. You have made it to Gnome Town.
2 blocks. Okay, well, I'm going to make a beeline for Rory's shop.
All right. Yeah, you go, and it's completely empty inside. And it doesn't look like anybody's been here for a little while, but you do see that there is it looks like it's probably a completed construct, kind of like laying haphazardly against the wall. There's a bunch of parts all over the place. However, as you kind of are looking into this little shop, you hear a behind you.
Instinctively, I headbutt backwards.
You headbutt something squishy, and you hear like a
I wheel around. I'm like, ah!
and standing there are 2 tall soldiers in Rothian armor, and in the middle of them is a shorter, very, very handsome and friendly-looking man with like a coif of blonde hair and a little bit of like a little bit of patchy stubble, but kind of like a thick blonde mustache. And he raises his hand. Oh, I'm sorry. We didn't mean to startle you. Are you Tomar Ironfist?
You're going to need more than 2 if you're going to try and bring me down. And I pull out my hammer, and it starts glowing.
Whoa. Don't be hasty. Do not be hasty, please. I am not here to make any sort of violent move towards you. I am simply here as a messenger.
Spill the beans.
All right. Well, I come as the Queen's voice. I am here to bring a message from Queen Felice Beatrice Rochot II. I bring a message of peace and a message of unity.
Wait, so
She
a message
wants-
of peace from Queen Felice?
She wants
Beatrice.
a message of peace and a message of unity. She wants you to join forces. And that's where we're going to end for the night.
Dude, no.
Interessante.
I cast Divine Word and explode his head.
How did
That's
this dude get in?
Yeah, exactly. Where are these
How are we
Rhodians
letting?
coming
Yeah,
from?
how are we
Nugget
letting
invited
Rhodians
everyone.
in?
Nugget.
Oh, you want to meet him too? Let's go.
Damn it.
All right,
Nugget.
tell me why you deserve 5 points of boon.
Impromptu meeting.
Impromptu everything.
Yeah.
Telling Lance to get pants all the time.
All right.
Everybody was talking a lot
You
and
and
asking
you
questions.
and Tomar had a very touching moment.
We
Yeah.
did.
That was a very special
Okay,
episode
sure.
of Blossom.
I didn't know.
You
I
guys
didn't
can
know
all
it
have
was
5 points of boon. Just take it.
Thank you.
I
Yay.
got to draw another branch on my family tree.
You sure did. Now it's time for tonight's MVPC.
Beep boop beep.
Okay, you guys have lost all energy.
One
One honey.
Like glossed over my family tree.
No, you have 5 points of boon for it. Don't worry. That's all you get. And tonight is a very special MVPC because the winner is going to receive 10 points of boon.
Whoa.
And everyone else will receive 5 points of boon extra.
Whoa.
Dang.
However, if there isn't a clear winner, you all only get 5.
Whoa.
Oh.
So think very carefully about this.
It's like the murder
I just
trivia
mean, don't-
party where like if you both
I just
pick
mean
it-
don't like intentionally all like secretly text and be like, we should all do it.
Let's
don't
all
text.
vote for
Okay.
each other.
Whoops, sorry. I already posted 5 times in the chat. My bad, guys.
So for tonight's MVPC, for you listening at home, is the most valuable player character.
100
The
episodes
players,
in, they don't know yet.
yeah, I mean, it could be their first. You never know. These are called sound bites. Fuck you.
They're like, I like the number 100. It didn't hurt me.
Just let me have this.
Lindsey with the
So-
callback.
So what you're going to do is you're going to take a moment, think about who you want to give that 10 points of boon for episode 100, and where you're going to hold up the number of fingers indicating that person. Now, for those of you listening at home and for you players' benefits, Willem is 1, Tomar is 2, Pinwin is 3, and Gorbel is 4. Take a moment and consider.
This
Does
is a hard one for me.
everyone know who they want?
I guess. Dwarf.
Do you still need a moment, Willem?
Yeah, this is giving me the brain pain.
All right, on the count of 3, you're going to hold up the number of fingers indicating the person that you selected. 1, 2, 3, vote. All right, we've got 2 votes for Tomar, 1 vote for Gorbel, and 1 vote for Pinwin. Willem, why'd you vote for Gorbel?
Cause she does good with the talkies at the people.
All right. Tomar, why'd you vote for Pinwin?
Because I served up a random improv conversation and Pinwin was able to keep up and reveal a bit of his feelings about what's going on.
And gave everyone here tension.
And he also was the one that was able to talk down the angry elf person. So,
That is correct. Yep.
mad props.
Pinwin, why'd you vote for Tomar?
He carried me and tried to get me to rest and asked about my feelings. We've been really busy, so Pinwin doesn't really get to like just stay in touch with his feelings and like even like register really or care. So it's kind of nice having a heart to heart. We've been so busy, and yeah, and it was very nice. We've kind of had like, I feel like all the conversations me and Tomar have been like more salty recently. So ever since I said that one thing about, you know, the baby mama. Yeah. So this was a nice conversation.
Very nice. And Gorbel, why'd you vote for Tomar?
He was there. No, Tomar had that nice conversation with Pinwin. I know Gorbel wasn't there for it, but it's me, Michaela, playing Gorbel, voting. So I like that. He knows the gnomes. He's in with the gnomes. So, and I don't know if he's the best person on his own to handle this interaction with the Queen's dude, but I know he's not going to let him off easy.
I hope he headbutts the back of their heads out.
So is that the first success? No, that's you. The first successful headbutt was at the party. So yes, you're back into your old form, my friend. But you know what that means? It means tonight's MVPC is Tomar Ironfist. Take your 10 points of boon. And the rest of you take 5 extra points of boon.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Now we're going to do our extended around the campfire question.
Okay.
So for the extended Around the Campfire question, we have some questions from our patrons and some other fans, not just patrons. But I'll start with the patrons since they pay us.
That's a good hierarchy. That makes sense.
I mean, yeah, it's just like real life.
I come here to escape real life, asshole.
So from Trevocalypse asks, what has been the most mind-blowing aspect of the whole process for you guys as players in regards to the growth of the podcast itself, or perhaps the fact that it's already been 100 episodes with no sign of slowing? He also caveated that with, feel free to reword that shit because I'm on vacation and refuse to think smarter. So I figured I'd say it verbatim so that he looks like a fool. Thanks for the money, dummy.
I don't think it could have been said any smarter than that.
No, I think he nailed it first draft. No notes.
Tomas.
Do we even need to like go around it? We could just kind of talk.
Yeah,
about
open
it.
forum. Yeah.
So I immediately think it's crazy how much emotion we tie into our characters and the story. We've had people leave the show. We've had characters die and stuff. And when you're there and you're with your friends, you kind of like feel that shit. So I don't know. It's weird that we've been doing this for so long. And I feel like we as people have bonded more over time from it. It's just a really rewarding experience.
I didn't know any of them before this podcast, actually.
Well, before you started playing.
No, I met them the day we started recording.
Oh, I forgot about that.
The veil was
Guys,
lifted.
this is my mail order bride.
They did good.
Props to UPS. Did not damage that package.
Plenty of fish really came through with that one.
I was blown away by the fact that anyone listened to us.
That.
Like, in general, because we just,
That
like...
is weird.
I was going to say,
Or like
just
this.
right
And-
here. The fact that we have somebody asking us a question and interacting in that
That
capacity.
paid.
Yes. Yeah, like
Yeah, that wants
That's
to keep
shocking.
us
all of
going.
that is just really blown my mind. Like, I cannot believe that that's a thing.
Right.
We have somebody that made fan art of our characters.
Yeah, that was-
Yeah.
Our first fan art, that was adorable. And
Yeah.
that,
more to come.
hopefully.
They promised more to come.
yeah, no, I don't know.
Haven't seen a picture is all I'm saying. Second picture? Where's it at?
It's about to
Yeah,
get...
where's all the Seth fan art?
all the DM
I was just the
fan art.
sun.
Just do the American Beauty rose thing. You're just sprawled out.
I'd frame it, and then I'd send it out as a Christmas card.
Absolutely.
It is super weird though because we were playing for so long together, just in a very casual type setting, but very, very frequently. So we kind of kept the same pace, but just added microphones to it. And it's weird that now other people are like tuning in to just basically our hangouts.
And ravenously like pounding on our door, like, "Hey, the early access episode didn't come out yet. I'm jonesing."
Sorry.
Dan. I'd say the most mind-blowing aspect is that we've all followed through with something for so long. That's the most impressive thing to me. Like,
We're all very
That's-
non-ambitious, lazy pieces of shit in real life.
but I mean, you just put a microphone in front of us.
We're generally ambitious in bursts, but then we get
And we're
really
like,
tired and we're like, oh,
It's
yeah.
definitely
It's kinda
a
hard.
We
WB
kept
frog
going.
kind of situation.
Yeah.
I think a big part of that is lent to the fact that while in the front half of this endeavor that is slowly becoming a much smaller portion, when we first started the podcast, we'd already been playing, so we knew we liked it. But also, when we first started it, Tomas was willing to take the burden of like doing almost all of the technical aspects and putting it together and recording and editing and stuff like that. But now it's become even easier because everybody, except for me, edits and it kind of like lightens that load and just makes it less stressful, makes it easier. And I think that's part of why. Because we're all, while we may be lazy, but we are all willing to kind of check each other and make sure that we're all just kind of like working on it together, because it's a very communicative process and it's very it's very organic. You can't just like be like, this is going to happen and this is going to happen because, you know, the chocolate milk famine happens and you lose like half of your listeners, and that's something that can be like a huge and grievous blow. So you have to be like, you know what, we're still doing it. We've still got half our listeners. That's slowly being built back up in the pipeline. And I think things are going to obviously, you know, sort of blossom again. And yeah, I mean, we didn't lose any patrons, so
I'm really proud that we managed to maintain consistency. Like, there's never been a week where we didn't have content to give all of you, and we work really hard to do that. And we adapt to whatever situation it is. So, and everyone in the group has been really helpful and understanding, and like, we all care about this thing that we're doing, and I think it shows in the final product. So
yeah, exactly. Because otherwise it would just sound like shit, or we'd release it like every month maybe or something whenever we felt like it. And
like, sorry, we skipped Thursday. You know?
We all went out drinking and played laser tag.
Or like Thursday.
So we've probably focused on that question enough. Let's go to Dustin's question, which is, give a short summary of a story that you hope will live on well after your character is no longer around. So this might take a sec to sort of procure, but why don't we go with, is anybody ready?
Sure.
Okay, Pinwin, you're
Stories. Okay, so
Story.
am I answering as Pinwin or as Lindsey?
I think you can do either. Probably Pinwin, but it's something that you hope lives on after you are long gone. What story of your life would you hope that if they only remembered one, what would that one be? One.
Ooh, one? You're confining me to one?
It's the name of the game.
Is this like one where I can have a half to?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
Pinwin always want more than one.
It's hard to come up with less than one. Or I mean less than more than
exactly one.
Okay. I thought I'd be ready, but I think I have to narrow it down.
Next person.
Okay. Willem, it's your turn. What's one memory that you hope lives on after you are gone?
I'd want it to be the story of Lewin's ascension and her sacrifice. Not only for us, but seemingly to keep the universe in check and in balance. And she deserves to be a legend for that.
Very nice. Tomar, something that lives on after you are gone.
I like to think that that I just helped make it happen in the long run, but I think the dwarves all need to know about Maria Ironfist and her great sacrifice. I was ready to lay down my life to relight the Soul Forge, and she, like she always did, she got in the way.
Stole your thunder.
She stole my thunder, and she did it. She brought us home, and I don't want to take the credit for that because she's not here, and I want people to know and sing stories of her and understand that sacrifice and celebrate that she gets to spend eternity in the Hall of Champions. Yeah.
Gorbel, what's one story that you hope lives on after you have passed?
I hope so much that we are remembered as being a very close-knit team that was truly working towards good, or at least trying to. I hope we are not remembered as baddies.
They just came in, broke everything.
Burning cities, stabbing babies, shooting kids.
Well, I mean,
They made fun of my hair.
Drowning dragons.
the bloody brawlers, for instance, like, we were all like cool at first, and now we're all kind of like, ugh, really, really flawed individuals.
What a bunch of bastards.
Pinwin.
Okay, so
That one time that Tomar had a talk with me.
I think it's hard to think of one moment, but I guess just one facet of myself is that just the idea that even though you're small and people think you can't do something, that you can have dreams and you can go chase them and be an adventurer and even change your mind about killing a dragon because you find out they're actually kind of cool and you don't always want to kill them. But yeah, just that I started out and nobody believed in me really, and I just believed in myself, and that mattered. So.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Illegal Screen had offered another one, and it is, what could cause you to go dark or evil? What is something that could happen that would make that a reality? I'll start with Willem because I feel like you're the closest to the edge.
And I'm about
and
to
you're
break.
about to break.
That's the second Linkin Park joke we've made in 2 episodes.
Keep them coming.
Lincoln Park
And it was
podcast.
the same.
I stand for
and
it.
It was the same lyric. I think at this point, knowing that any harm came to Shigara, or if something were to happen to any of my friends, at this point,
Any?
including Pinwin.
That'd be so easy, though. Have higher standards, please. I could die at any moment.
Hence me being so close to the edge. I'm Riggs. I've got my bow pointed in my mouth every night before I go to bed. Picture of Pinwin on my nightstand. No. But yeah, no, I think really... obviously it would have to depend on what happened to them, because assuming they would be murdered by somebody evil, why would I then turn evil? Like, that doesn't make sense. But, like, if there was some fuckery that got fucked, it would fuck me up.
Very nice. Gorbel.
Well, my loyalties lie with this group, and if I found out that these guys, like, maybe were doing some shady things, I don't want to be like, I'm just gonna go along with it, but I would stay with my friends. I mean,
So if they all jumped off a bridge,
well, nobody has proven themselves to me like this group has. So even if they're doing something that I find questionable, I'm probably going to trust them in some way.
Whole next episode,
yeah,
Willem's just like, what if we just, like, let the chrysalis open? Like, who fucking cares?
that's a good answer. Tomar.
Okay.
Pinwin, you're on deck.
So I've done my fair share of shady things in my life. But I don't know if I would ever be truly evil. I know that a version of me has been evil in another timeline, but I feel like the only thing that would make me truly evil would be if I somehow interacted with an object, or I made a deal to protect somebody and it kind of had, like, red tape, like a hidden disclaimer somewhere that I didn't see, and I was, like, somehow contorted that way. I definitely did a lot of stuff I'm not proud of in the ethereal plane, but you kind of just have to do what you can to survive there. But yeah, evil, I don't know. I kind of hate evil. That's my thing. So
What is nice.
Kids.
I don't think reacting in that way to something happening to the kids would be evil. I think anyone in that circumstance would do something similar. So, like you guys said with the loved ones thing, I don't think that would be evil to react that way. But, I mean, there's obviously a path you go down where response is too heavy and, like, what are we even fighting about now, you know? But, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, 1 minute you're just fighting off sand raiders who killed your mom, and then the next thing you're just killing kids.
Spoilers, dude. Spoilers. I'm on episode 2. Pinwin, what could make you turn?
If everybody except for me died, because it'd be okay for me to be evil and broody by myself.
We're the only thing holding you back.
Spider-Man 3
True
Pinwin.
ascension. Dancing at the piano bar.
I like set traps that I forget about on purpose. Take that, self.
Okay. I'm going to save Mason's question for the next episode because I actually think it's worth focusing on in a larger capacity. But do you guys have any questions for me or any of my NPCs? And I'll give you guys one apiece if you choose to exercise that right, since it is 9:44 p.m. But who wants to go first?
Delane, are you evil?
I feel like let's go ones you're confident are friendly and no spoilery questions, just roundabout questions if you want, or you can
I apologize that I made you have to make that stipulation.
Question number 1. How dare you?
Just turns into the Real Housewives reunion.
I'm
Taking
just
out my
kidding.
earrings.
No, I think a good question would just be like, I think you have DM'd before, but like, obviously this is DMing your first podcast. What have you learned about it? What's good advice that you have for other people who are aspiring DMs? Like,
that is
what do you learn?
That is a very nuanced question, but I can boil it down to a few things of what I personally have learned, and that is to expect the unexpected, always have a backup plan, always have 2 backup plans, always have 10 backup plans, because as one of my favorite things to say about DMing when I try to explain to someone who's maybe dipping their toes in or has never ever even done it before and wants to, and that is you can present a door for your players and you can expect them to knock, to just grab it and try to open it, to try to dig underneath it, and the dumb motherfuckers are going to eat that door. I promise you they're going to do something like that you do not, because if you have so many variables, right now we have 4 players and we at one point had 5 players, and everybody thinks that they can come up with, they're going to do this, they're going to do this, they're going to do this, and you could be right a lot of the time, but you also have to prepare that they may do something completely unexpected, and so you have to be ready and on your toes and to improvise, and in order for those kind of things to happen. And if you're a good DM, I think like people like obviously the famous people like Matt Mercer or Matt Colville or any of those other guys, I think that they can do it in a way that you'll never know what was actually planned and what wasn't actually planned, because there are some DMs that you go off the rails and they don't know what to do. Like I've sat down at those tables. If they don't think that they're running an on the rails campaign, but they are. And the minute it goes slightly off track, that's when they are like scrambling, or they force you into a box, or, all those things. So just, my advice and something I've learned, especially podcasting, is you gotta be ready for the changes. And because if you have to be like, hey guys, we got to pause because I got to go figure out what the fuck I'm going to do now and not kill myself. It's not going to be a very entertaining podcast. So if you're trying to podcast as a DM, you have to be able to like just immediately thread that needle when the opportunity arises. So that would be what I've learned, and kind of enhance that.
Or have a good poker face. And
yeah.
Were you expecting, speaking of doors, were you expecting Gorbel to literally kick that door off of the mountain?
That's exactly what I thought of. Like, bye, Willem.
I'll never tell.
I'm sorry.
Would you ever consider DMing 2 groups at once?
Oh boy. Yes, but I'd have very strict rules about it. I actually got with a former coworker. He was asking me a similar question because he wanted to do like multiple groups at once, and he was asking me how that would work. And I said the only way that could conceivably work is if you have a main DM in charge of, like, you'd have to have a very specific type of story for one, and you have to have a main DM in charge of like the overall stuff, but the nitty gritty, if you want everybody to play at once, it's kind of like a West Marches style. You would have, that's what it's technically called. You would have, like, if you had a bunch of tables, you would have to have a sub captain or a sub DM at each of those tables.
I want a t-shirt and a whistle, and the t-shirt says co-DM.
Yeah, exactly. And they would control like your little adventure that you go on, but kind of like think like maybe like Monster Hunter, where you're all a part of this big adventure, but you're all different teams, and somebody dies, then you just leave. Get the fuck out of here.
Assistant to the co-DM.
Exactly. What were you gonna say, Tomas?
Oh,
hopefully that answers your question.
Well, I mean, it was unrelated, but I have a question for you, and then I have a question for everybody. Which, okay. I mean, if you guys have questions for each other, then that's cool. But
do you like grapes?
No. Well, yeah, I do. I do like.
Why did I just get a cold chill?
So, my question for you: has there been any situation or like any character that we've encountered or done away with much more easy than you would have expected? Like, was there somebody that, I wanted them to go further in the story, but you guys kind of like kicked that in the balls?
Yes, frequently, often. And it kind of goes back to what I said, like, be ready for that. Like, I think the idea would be cool, but I don't get married to something that will not necessarily happen the way I think that it might.
Give us an anecdote, like one anecdote, one example.
That vampire.
One example. No, not necessarily. Shit, it's really hard because you kind of just realign. That's a difficult part about it, is because I'm not married to it. You just, when those things happen, because you're kind of open to the opportunity that could happen. Oh, well, for instance, I don't think Billy was there, but the Deepminster kind of night, the way that night went was not how I ever thought it would go, with the cart, and you guys, like, the cart saying it's going to break down because you guys kept throwing things in there that there's no conceivable way I could have conceived.
So this happened out of the podcast.
Yes. That's the first thing that comes to mind. I'd have to actually really sit down and think about what that would be for things on the podcast. But
when we were first in Deepminster, we were trying to be sneaky and to get into the Tower of Law, and there was this ball going on, and Gorbel was tasked with seducing the captain of the guard. And we had this drink that he was drinking that was warming him up, and they had this carriage that was going around.
And he had truth serum in there.
Like, Smoochie and I took over the carriage at some point.
And I was hiding in it?
Yeah. You were hiding inside where
they
were, and you popped out of the chest or whatever. But
and said you were the entertainment for the evening. Because you couldn't breathe because you had put yourself in a chest that was airtight, and you ran out of air, so you had to come out at that point.
We didn't even know how to, like, run the carriage, so we were just kind of like going around in circles. And he's like, "What the hell is going on?"
And he had truth serum, so he was being extremely candid about everything. Anything, he would talk about how insecure he was and what he thought was going to happen. And it was a good time, but it was definitely an on your toes type of thing, because I don't think any DM could have planned for it to go down like that. But like I said, you kind of let it open up to the idea that anything can happen. So you just, like, it sounds so cliche, but be ready for the unreadyable. Like, you just have to be ready to, kind of just go with it.
Well, my question for everyone, so we're coming to the close of our last arc for this campaign itself, and we've talked before about that we want to move forward and we want to do a new campaign and we have plans and all this stuff. What are you most excited about the new campaign or anything you have going on for it, any ideas you have, without being too spoilery.
I'm excited to do another character that's kind of like a clash a little bit, like something that's a little bit a little unexpected in their class versus their race and their personality and upbringing. I like kind of
Really
unique backstories
playing against type with a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Deconstructing tropes.
Ripping down the establishment.
Yeah.
Take that, Wizards of the
Fucking
Coast.
patriarchy.
For me,
Sorry.
What about
You can be
Willem?
a hot orc.
It's true.
It can happen.
It's true. Mick World.
What about you, Billy?
Similarly, I am also very interested in just playing a different personality. That's very much... Well, I don't want to say very much apart from myself, but, something that's very...
Not just an analogous.
Exactly, yeah. Not a 1-to-1 ratio of me. We're going to skew it a little bit. And also just being something completely different from Willem. Yeah. But I'm not getting like too crazy with like tropes or playing against type or anything like that. I'm mostly just excited about playing against type against myself.
That's
not
good. That's not
me
personal challenge.
actually play a character.
No, that's good. That's something good to be excited about. Gorbel, what about you? Oh, you just went Tomar. What are you excited
Tomas, I am me.
about? Tomas.
It is
Okay. So, yeah, playing as yourself basically has its strengths and weaknesses. The idea of getting out of your comfort zone is really cool. No matter what I make, which I'm not like 100% sold on completely yet, I definitely want a character that has good charisma, because we've been in so many situations where I feel like I say something really cool and convincing, but then we're relying on like 10 charisma score, and then it just I don't know. I want to be able to more easily converse with people and to think in someone else's shoes, how somebody with, I don't know, maybe more panache or confidence would handle a situation. But alternatively to that, I'm excited that we'll be starting a new campaign from the ground up, and then everyone will get to hear the story from the start. They'll be there for those adventures, and they won't miss out on those great stories that we have on our own, and they'll get to experience them with us. And that's a really cool opportunity.
Yes. I would agree. Lindsey.
Whew. So it's hard because Pinwin's like, I think he's technically the second character I ever played, because I was Lewin first, but he's kind of my first, like, that I really delved into. So I'm honestly going to miss playing Pinwin, because I love Pinwin. I love how positive he is. I love how, like, happy he is. Not that the next person I play won't necessarily be, but it is going to be different. I can't be Pinwin every time. Sorry. I'm not going to be Pinwin again.
I'm Pinwin too!
Pinwin. Yeah. And so along with that, and kind of learning through playing a character, I'm looking forward to knowing more and building a better character. I was so... Tomas tried to tell me. He did. He was like, Lindsey, you probably shouldn't multi-class a ranger and a bard. And I'm like, but I want a puppy. And yeah, the stats are not fantastic, hence all the times I've died. And there are some fun things about both of them. Like, I don't want to super discourage that, but you do die a little bit more if you're multi-classing as a ranger and a bard, probably. So, yeah. So knowing more and kind of working with the stats that I get, basically. And knowing spells and stuff. Like, yeah.
Having a game plan.
Yeah, having a game plan, not being completely fresh where I'm just like, what can I do in response to this? Like, now I know what I can do. So, I don't know. It makes it easier for improv and such.
What about you, Seth?
For me, I am most excited about, well, for one, starting a new adventure, getting to lay the groundwork for hopefully a good campaign and, kind of build on stuff that way. But I'm also excited about the seeds that both you and I have planted during this campaign that will set the stage for the next campaign. Some of them have already come to pass and others are still yet ahead, even though we have such a narrow window left ahead of us. But there are certain things that are going to decide both big and little parts of the next campaign, and I'm very excited to see how those play out, not only in this campaign, but to see how that affects the next campaign in as much of an organic way as I can muster, with cause and effect. So that's what I'm most excited about.
Yeah.
And Gorbel, I think you're the last one to ask a question, unless you don't have one.
My original was very similar to another.
Okay.
But who's your favorite character?
Ooh.
Like of the players?
Of us.
Oh, shit. What a shitty question.
Smoochy. Good night, guys.
Smoochy lives.
No, you...
I mean, to answer honestly, like a dad, like I didn't create the characters, but I've obviously helped with every single one of your backstories and stuff like that. So I really like all of the characters that you guys have developed for the different components that you have, and I am it's very interesting because it is like, so like as a writer, when you create characters, you're for the most part in charge of what happens, everything like that. But this, it's like, I helped develop this, I set the stage for this, I built the world around you guys and let you grow and interact in it, and just seeing how you guys do different things and how you guys have already changed like so much from that little baby acorn that was this campaign when we first started, because I had no idea if we were going to play even beyond session 1. And then, obviously once we, like about session 3 or 4, I was like, okay, if you know what, it's not going to hurt me none to make a big, huge plan for this stuff. So I'm going to do it anyway. And the bullshit cop-out answer is I don't have a favorite.
That's the answer I expected.
But the person who...
You will not be dying by my hand tonight.
The person who surprises me the most, it would probably be... Oh, I don't know. I was going to say it was a tie between Pinwin and Willem, but Tomas and Gorbel also surprise me with a lot of the things that they do, so I can't even do that. But everybody's done something at least once that has made me go like, holy fuck. But yeah. Bullshit cop-out answer. And I think that's it for tonight. I have one more.
Because okay.
What?
No. Okay.
Yeah. I think that would be a good question for everyone in a future
what
episode.
Would be?
But it could get very.
Would be another one.
If you say nuts.
Which kind of nut. And your least favorite.
Oh, see. I'm taking back the thing I said about surprises. But yeah, I think I have one more thing. I thought we would get to it, much like plans change. I thought we might get to it this episode, but there will be one more. So episode probably 101, unless you guys super divert from the path. There's going to be one more little extra special thing that you guys are going to get. But I guess you'll have to see what that is in either episode 101 or 110 or whatever the fuck you get to it.
There's going to be 100 more
that,
episodes of this campaign.
You're just
yeah, exactly.
What do we do?
We're talking so assuredly that the next campaign's right around the corner.
I
guys.
just put I put a nail
we're
in
getting
it right there.
We're getting so sentimental and shit about this ending and stuff, and then
We can't
and
end
then
it.
we're all walking to the car the same
Fishing
way
trip.
in the parking lot, and it's just like, nope, we said bye. Yeah, but I parked over here.
And I'm like, look, random
but
janitor. Let's follow him.
And then we have to
See
end it
his
with like
backstory.
the 80s montage where it has like the paragraph descriptions like Tomas spent 80 years in prison and then eventually married a dwarf named Carla.
Hey, that's her mom's name,
That
dude.
is my mom's name. Dad.
Nice. But yeah, thanks for listening, folks. Thanks for checking out episode 100. For those of you who have listened to all the episodes, we really, really appreciate it. As always, check out our social media. Type Bodega. Type Pagoda. Type Bodega on social media, as we've seen many of you do. We really like seeing that because it's kind of like a little secret handshake through the medium of the internet. And keep doing stuff like that. Keep checking out any of our bonus content, you patrons, and we're releasing it kind of after the fact, maybe a month or so later sometimes for you non-patrons. But that brings me to the point of patrons. If you are interested in helping contribute to this campaign and this endeavor, please check out our Patreon. See if anything really trips your trigger. We've got a lot of cool tiers, as we always say, but there's a lot of cool stuff. You can donate questions. You can have early access to episodes. You can have early access to bonus content, and you have exclusive content that only patrons get. And so it's definitely worth considering. Plus, you get a swag bag, which everybody loves swag bags. You'll get a bunch of cool shit inside. You get I don't want to ruin it, but a bunch of cool shit. So check that out. Consider making us warlocks. Thanks to Chad Piper for that awesome intro song. Thanks to Adrian Von Ziegler for that beautiful background music. Thanks to all of you listeners once again, and thanks to you players, Tomas, Willem, Tomas, Billy, Michaela, and Lindsey, and myself. I'm thanking me too for 100 episodes, and let's try to get to another 100 episodes, but hopefully not in the same campaign. That's it for tonight, folks. I am your host and DM, Seth, and this is the D20 Syndicate Podcast, where we go on adventures so you don't have to.
Bodega.
Pagoda.
Bye.
So this isn't, I know we're a podcast, and this isn't an endorsement, a paid one anyway. But HelloFresh, I just made the zucchini stuffed, no, it was bruschetta stuffed zucchini, and it was like Jesus did something in my mouth.
It was like, Jesus.
I was like, where do I go with this?
It was like being back in youth group.
But yeah, every meal I've made so far is
They're
really
good.
delicious. And it's been fun being in the kitchen more.
And having couscous.
Are you sure? Are you sure this isn't an ad?
This sounds a lot like an ad.
This
mean,
feels like an ad.
Are we in an ad?
For
What the
easy
fuck, guys?
payments, and
Stop sneaking up on us with
use
ads.
code Bodega in the cart.
They're just gonna, like, the people like our podcast listeners are just gonna be like frantically typing Bodega in and just crash all of the HelloFresh servers. Like, Bodega, what the fuck is that? Is that a Boogaloo thing? Technically, yeah.
We don't serve rutabaga.
Have you guys had couscous?
It keeps auto-correcting.
Yeah.
Is that a thing everyone else just had?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the food so nice they named it twice.
Shut up, sup. Yeah, lay it on us, Big Daddy.
Tonight. Oh. Not here.
Not in front of the podcast.
Sorry, have we never sneezed? Has no one ever sneezed? I just had to sneeze, and I was like, I don't ever remember anyone sneezing on this podcast.
Is this
I've
in
sneezed
character?
before.
No,
Out of character?
this is out of character. It just
Yes,
rocks
I've
me.
sneezed.
Okay.
Feeling like I'm the only one that's not high right now. We ever sneezed?
I mean, during the podcast.
During the podcast.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.